Coming home has been a mix of feelings for me. On one hand, I expected change, people getting older, friends moving on, buildings no longer where they were. But on the other hand, hoping that it would all remain. I didn't honestly know how I would react emotionally to it all. It's kind of like taking a mystery tour, because you never know what to expect around the corner. There comes a time in your life when you just have to suck it up and take your medicine, whether bitter or sweet. It's all for the better of the community. Who knows, perhaps during the early times of my grandmother and grandfather, they too thought the same thing. I guess we aren't really that different after all. Maybe the next generation too will be thinking the same thing as I am now when they grow old. You never know. Hi, good morning. It's about, let's see. Wow, it's 5:45 now in the morning a.m. I'm still kind of like on Japan time and all of that, but this is like I've been here maybe, let's see, almost a week now, and right now I'm just kind of getting back into the play of things per se. And what I decided is I'm going to do a documentary of my hometown. I came here originally just for a reunion, just to meet all my relatives again, and just to get back things and get back in the speed of things, and then head back to Japan later on in January. And so I thought of a great idea. What I wanted to do is like to do a documentary of my hometown, and to show what has happened from the time that I was here and then I left, and what's going on now, and the changes that's going on, good and bad. I'm going to go out to the streets. I'm going to ask a few people a Q&A things, a few Q&A, and just to get their perspective of how things are, relating to things that has changed, and what do they think that needs to be changed, and what should have been changed. And so we're going to go across all of Greensboro. This is Greensboro, North Carolina. Right now I'm in my mom's home, and this is a really beautiful home, and this is her office that she made, and I'm telling you, it's just a wonderful time. I'm so much enjoying being home. I feel like I'm in a little, not only culture shock, but also like a time lock. But what I want to do is I want to share to everybody in Japan what it is like to be in my town. And I want to give them a perspective of what some Americans are thinking, and the struggles, and the beauty and the persona of things, and just the essence to say. And I really hope that you enjoy my video, and come on down here and try, because it's now become a international state, and Greensboro is pretty nice place to be. And I hear that it's actually number 10 in the most places that people want to stay. And I'm gonna just do a lot of shooting of beautiful places, and also some seedy places, and and here and there, so that you can get an understanding of the whole essence and like the whole entire essence of what Greensboro's about. We have many counties here in North Carolina, but this is my county, and I hope that you enjoy it. And I say welcome to my hometown.
This historic look at Greensboro emphasizes the beginning of the city as a county seat and the changing central area known as downtown. It traces the growth of public services, the municipal limits, and major businesses while touching on the places and events that shaped the community's social life. Greensboro was established in 1808 as Guilford's county seat on a site selected not for natural advantages, but for its location at the exact geographic center. In fact, the site had disadvantages since it was in a low area covered by water with ducks swimming where the town should be built. There is a marker in Fisher Park east of Elm that cites this history. "42 acres were purchased from Ralph Jarrell for $98, and the town was laid out in blocks and lots. Originally, it was a paper town without buildings or residents, named for a Revolutionary War hero, Nathaniel Greene. Growth was gradual, and the first census in 1829 recorded 369 white residents, 101 slaves, 26 free blacks, 5 stores, and 3 saloons. Greensboro was truly a frontier town during the early decades. 4 developments before the Civil War were important in shaping the future city. First, in 1828, Henry Humphreys, the wealthiest man in town, began operating a steam-powered cotton mill north of Courthouse Square, the first of its kind in North Carolina. In 1833, 75 looms were in production, and cotton material was being exported to neighboring countries and states. Textile manufacturing took an early lead in Greensboro's economic life. Nice residential homes, apartments, and condos built in certain areas share a luxury of medical clinics, specialists of various practices, and insurance firms, depending upon their affordability towards these services. Unfortunately, health services are still needed, because as the incomes of the way of life are rising, so are the prices of things such as foods, accommodation, and so on. This makes it extremely difficult for the low-income makers with families or those with a fixed income to survive.
Alright, okay. We're in the, what's this? Cherry Pit Cafe. That's not very far from Chick-fil-A. Kind of rhymes. I haven't tried anything here yet, but the coffee's good. And right now, it's not so many people here. Looks like it's really dark right now. I guess it's because of the time. It's only actually about, what, 3 o'clock? Feels like, for me, it feels like it's 6 o'clock. But yeah, I am to give some more perspective about this side of town. This is the newest side of town. When I was a kid, there was actually nothing here but just forest. There were forests here. The housing was way as far as the eye can see. There was an occasional house, but they spread out very deep from each other, very separate from each other, at least about like a half a mile, a quarter of a mile from each other. Now it's like, boy, is it populated. I mean, if you see, like, I shot some video of the area that's out there, and you see the beautiful shopping areas and office space that they're placing out here, so for various businesses that want to come out. I guess they're expecting businesses to come out from other different, from people coming in from other different states, which I've seen predominantly around in this area. A lot of them actually don't come from North Carolina, but like I said, that the North Carolina has now been put on, like, what I guess the number 10 most likely place that you want to live. So it's good in a way, but in a way it also brings up prices for land and things, and it's causing landlock, which there's a lot of competitive for space. Let's put it that way. The competing universities, A&T to UNCG, so on and so forth. So we saw before. They're taking like all of the old beautiful homes and everything, and all the old businesses. They're buying up all the land there, and they're just consuming it up, and then they're putting in dorms, and they're putting in different kind of stuff there. But yeah, as I said before, this was all forest, and I mean, there's a lot of forest out here to see, and for some reason, I just see there's a lot of businesses that pertains to the medical service, specialists from cardiologist to neurologist to whatever. And here, the Cherry Pit Cafe. It's warm, it's nice. I think it's nice. I mean, it's not like a cafe like in France, but hey, serves a hot coffee, and then the place is really warm, and there's a nice window to look out, and you can see the pretty things not far from where I'm staying now. I'm staying in the lounge. Yeah, I just can't wait till today. I don't know what I'm planning to do, but there's more shooting, but what I was thinking about is that I'm going to go and concentrate more on with my family to talk to the oldest one in our family, because he has so much heritage and to give, and so much history. So I want to record that before he actually, before he passes and leaves on. Because what is very important, I believe, to keep your history, that you'll know at least as far as he knows till now, so you can know where your relatives have been, and I guess where you can go from there. Yeah, so today is a walking day. I'm walking and videoing and shooting and everything. And after this, I guess I'm kind of tired, so I'm gonna head home after this, and and kind of put things together and rest. So I'm out of here right now. So check you guys later. I'm out of here.
As I stated before, Greensboro's population census count is 280,000 people and growing. People from all across the U.S., eastern and western seaboards are immigrating in monthly, consisting of many ethnic groups of many nations residing in the greater Piedmont Triad area, making Greensboro an international city. This is one of the reasons why Greensboro now has its own airport, connecting to major hubs across the central and eastern United States. Businesses have also increased in Greensboro. One of the top ethnically private-owned businesses are law firms, consisting of 19.4% Black-owned, 4.3% Asian-owned, 3.2% Hispanic-owned, and a whopping 29.8% women-owned. A total of 24,066 ethnic-owned law firms alone. Second are medical services, Moses Cone Hospital leading them all. Last but not the least businesses are food services, accommodations, shipments, merchants, wholesalers, and real estate. Greensboro's first school system is pictured here, and is now where the Greensboro Museum of History is founded today. Established in 1875, the then Lindsay Street High School held its classes. One of its famous graduates was O. Henry by his pen name, but formerly known as William Sidney Porter. North Carolina's part in the Revolutionary War campaign, the Battle of Guilford Courthouse, was a bittersweet experience. Although on the outward side it may have looked like a fiasco, but it proved otherwise. The British regulars of Major General Cornwallis suffered major casualties, having the British to second think the campaign itself, eventually being completely worn down and surrendering to the Virginians when their old enemy, the French, entered the war on October 19, 1781. But the war lingered on until August 1782. Seeing no victory in sight and the financial strain on England, the king had no other option but to capitulate. America became an independent nation. Although America began as a free nation from its old taskmaster England, began to become a taskmaster of others in the Africas. Henceforth, the slave trade began. The oppression of blacks reached unprecedented levels, brought on by greed and the cotton gins' insatiable appetite for cheap labor. No more than a few years after the War of Independence, the Civil War of America began. The war was twofold. The South, one, believing the right to be under independent state laws governed by their own laws and ideas. Two, the right to own slaves and to continue servitude of the labor and to produce and export the cotton to other states and England. The divide broke family relations of the North and South. The North, on the other hand, believed that all states must become united under one government and one law, including judicial manners. Slavery in their minds was believed to be inhumane and should be abolished. The rift tore America into two, the South rebelling against the idea, seeing it as England's similar attempt to keep the colonies, and the North, the Union, believing that in order for America to keep its sovereignty, it must stand under one flag and one law.
What's up? Hey, guess what? We're going to do University Day today. Going to check out all the universities out here in Greensboro. We have a variety of universities here. Now it's like all the way across from the east to west coast, mid-states, and even international. You got children, you got young people out here, and the older people, from professors to students, from China, Japan, Philippines, everywhere, all over, and in the universities here. So hey, if you want to come to a university, this is one of them. You come check it out.
The University of North Carolina, Greensboro, or UNCG, was established in 1891 as a public research university of the University of North Carolina system. However, UNCG, like all members of the UNCG system, is a standalone university and awards its own degrees. The university offers more than 100 undergraduate, 61 master's, and 21 doctoral programs. Its motto is service. There are many more small yet equally popular universities in the Greensboro Piedmont area, such as Bennett's All-Women's College, Greensboro College, and Guilford College, and so on.
Hello guys,
walking tour on our universities. And this right here is the North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, known to us as A&T, the home of the Aggies. A&T, or Agricultural and Technical University, was founded in 1890 under the newly acted mandate by the Congress. The Second Morrill Act was created. The separation of blacks and white races, yet somewhat equal, was established. This gave blacks the opportunity to attend university, but had to be a completely black college. Hence, the Agricultural and Mechanical College for the colored races was created, now known as A&T. This name was changed by the state legislatures in 1915 and elevated to the university status. North Carolina A&T became a constituent university of North Carolina in 1972. This is my great cousin, Rufus McGowan. I decided to talk to him and to get more of my family's history before he passed. It was great speaking with him because I found out things from my family's life that I never knew before, and I want to share this to my children so that they may know how it all started for us. Life's history for me, as a Black American, seemed to go beyond the historical books detailing my forefathers coming off of slavery ships and working on plantations. I believe it comes from the strive for individual freedom, whether during their time or in the now present. Hi guys, I'm here now with my cousin Rufus McGowan, and he is now the monarch of our family. The generation that of past, which is now, we say that our past integrates into our future. Without our past, we have no future. And I am so glad to be here with him. And I'm going to, just to sit back and you guys gonna hear a little bit about what it is to know from one generation to another. Now, hi Rufus, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
We want to know a little bit about how the McGowans came from South Carolina to here. Could you give me a little bit of information?
Boy, he was the first one to come up in here. Boy McGowan, that's your granddaddy.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first one to come up in here.
Mm.
And my first cousin, William McGowan, he come up in here too.
Mm-hmm. What part of
Greenville? They come from
Greenville, South Carolina.
And boy McGowan, he come from Lawrence. You know
Lawrence.
where Lawrence is on there.
Mm-hmm.
He come from Lawrence, South Carolina. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then my brother June McGowan, he come up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Then I come up in here too.
Mm-hmm. Did you come from because of the work or just?
Well, you know what I mean. I'm kind of the people that are be over you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making you do different things that you wouldn't want to do. You know what I mean?
So it was basically a time of where it was there was segregation between whites and blacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to ride. See, I was in the army overseas over 3 years. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And after Gemma was rendered, they sent us down the Pacific.
Yes.
And we stopped in Vanilla.
So did you go in the campaign? Were you in the war?
Yeah.
In the Pacific War?
Yeah.
That was against the Japanese?
Yeah.
Okay.
When they dropped the bomb
yes.
on the Japanese, I was on my way Pacific did.
Okay, in
It
Hiroshima
stopped-
and Nagasaki.
It stopped us in Vanilla.
I thank God that you survived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
And so when you got out of the army, you came directly to North Carolina, or?
Yeah, no, I stayed down there a year and then I come to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Because the job's so hard and people that you working for, you know what I mean, they was kind of tough
Could you-
on you.
Could you give a little bit more details about how tough it was between the racial issues?
Well, you see, my daddy do this so much time. Tip his hat to people, tip his hat to people.
Yes.
And so I didn't do that.
Mm.
And so when I got up here, I stayed up here about 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
And I jumped on a white man, and I like to cut him to death.
That was a pretty dangerous thing
Yeah,
to do in
yeah.
that time.
Back in that time.
Yes.
And they kept me up in jail for 4 months.
Wow.
Tried me twice
Right.
to give me some time. And I jumped born and went to New York, and I stayed up there about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Then I come back to Greensboro.
Came back to Greensboro and they forgot all about it.
Yeah, well, I don't make them 5 years, but I stayed up there and I went to Asheville and stayed down there. And I come back to Greensboro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So after that, you and William and Granddad, all of you, did you stay together?
Well, my granddaddy, William, he stayed with around in Greensboro a little while, but he went back to South Carolina,
Okay.
to Greensville, South Carolina.
Did he remain there? That's where he remained?
He's dead now.
Yeah. He died there.
Yeah, he died in Greensville, South
So
Carolina.
he stayed in Greenville.
And see, I don't know where his family is, you know what I mean? Last I heard, his children, you know what I mean, they grown up.
Yeah.
Grown. He had about 5 or 6 children.
Yeah.
He had a wife, and her name was Jessie May.
Mm-hmm.
And they said she was down to the funeral, but I didn't know.
Okay.
Because, you know,
So he's already, so that's 3 generations now.
yeah.
Yeah, you have 3 generations now.
Three generations of McGowans went through hardship in order for I and others to make a way for ourselves. My grandfather, John Wesley McGowan, born a day after the Titanic sank, and his father before him labored as a slave on the plantation. It's funny how fast time goes, and I hope and pray that the struggles that I, my grandfather, and before him don't come upon my children, but instead the dedication to be better and to pursue their dreams in order that they may come to pass. Greensboro is to me a turning point of my past, a challenge of my future, and a wake-up call to my present. I used to fear growing older, thinking that I would be ignored and eventually die alone. But for some strange reason, returning back from where I came from gave me a refreshing viewpoint in life, and I'm a lot more grateful for what I have achieved so far, and that life is not quite yet over. There's much more to discover out there.
Okay, this is my brother-in-law, and you know, we used to hang out here in the days when we were young, and you know, he's gonna give us a little reflection of back in the day, how you know things were. Lamar, let me ask you, how do you feel like coming back here? You haven't been back here in quite a while. How does it feel, man?
Well, being back over here has changed so much. Back in the day when we was kids, we used to come over here and hang out at the arcade, go to the basketball court, you know, things we used to do as kids, you know, and we always stayed in trouble. Some trouble we did get into, some trouble we didn't. But we had fun, you know. And being back here on this campus today to see how much has changed, and God, in the past 15 years is incredible. I mean, just to see the restaurants. But being here in the borough is an incredible place. I mean, we have universities, we have colleges, we have TTC, we have technical schools, we have great art, we have history here in North Carolina, and things that people would not believe is here, it's here.
What is it that you most regret that's changed today that you wish would actually remain?
The parks. The parks are not the same, you know. When we was kids, we could always go to the park, hang out. The kids don't go to the park no more, you know. Play basketball, just be together, play football, kickball, dodgeball, things you used to do as kids. Today kids now, they don't do that. All they want to do is Nintendo, in the house. You know, back in the day, there was no such thing as camcorders, video games. It was hanging out at the park. I lived at the park. No matter what park it was at, you could always go to the park and have fun, meet people and have fun. I mean, that's what I miss the most about it. You can't go to a good park and have fun.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks, man.
On my journey through the Piedmont areas, I ran into a young man named Anthony at the Waffle House. We talked, and it seemed like he had a lot going on, so I decided to interview him and get his perspective on Greensboro.
Hi, what's up, guys? This is part here. We're out here in the cafe here. This is the what? The Tate Cafe, right? Tate Street Coffee right here. Tate Street Coffee, man. Look at this thing. Great stuff. Already, this is my second cup. I'm out here with my man here, Anthony. Anthony, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah.
And we're gonna do some Q&A. I met him out at the waffle place, but hey, even though he works there, that's not where he works. I mean, that's just where he hangs out, you know. But he's going to give a little share about his point of views and ideas of what North Carolina's, in his point of view, is about, the things and changing, and you know, the diversity of things and whatever and whatnot. But we want to learn a little bit about him right now. Just a little quick review. And so, Anthony, tell me a little bit about yourself, man. I mean, like, you know, what are you doing? I mean, like, besides just working this stuff, you know?
Well, as far as what a little bit about myself, how I got here.
Yeah, well, basically, how did you get from, you know, you said you were a student here at UCNG?
I was a student there from 2005 to 2009, and media studies. Pretty much what this around here is.
Yeah.
These days, I do a radio show called Captain's World, which is in the Brown Building, which is right across the street from here. It's Captain's World. I do a show over there. In addition to playing music, I perform unscripted one-man comedy skits like this. I recently got done with a series of Christmas shows where we take the heavy commercialism of Christmas in your mind and make it disappear using Christmas music of our own. Over the past few years, me, D. Swatchy Swashbuckler, got a little bit of heavy commercialism on Christmas, made it disappear using Christmas music of my own. This year, it was Captain's turn.
So that's the character. The character is the captain.
That's one of the characters. One of the characters, the voice that I did was a guy named D. Swatchy Swashbuckler, who hails from Skull Rock Island. And in the storyline, he showed me a little bit of Christmas music because me, being one of the millions that are overwhelmed by the heavy commercialism of Christmas, wanted to find another different type of Christmas music, and the music that I play, the Christmas music that I play was you'll never hear anywhere else on commercial radio.
Really,
You know how commercial radios like play the same songs over and over again, like Jingle Bell
Again
Rock,
and constantly again.
and again.
Redundancy is just like it just penetrates through your head. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we don't do that here. We just just a big variety. We're just trying to keep it fresh as possible.
Okay. So when did that all start?
It started when I was doing an internship in 2008 at a predominantly Hispanic radio station called Batanga.
Batanga. Where's that? And that's in the same building, or is it in another place?
It was in downtown Greensboro.
Okay.
And recently they moved their corporate headquarters is located here in Greensboro, but they moved to Florida. I think it's Tampa Bay. And it officially began when I was a freshman. I was putting it off until my senior year, and when my senior year, when I did get involved in WUAG 103.1 FM, which is the campus's radio station.
Okay.
That's when I actually started being on the air.
So when you started, when you first got there, you actually started as a DJ.
I started in my senior year back in January 2009, and
were you DJing or you commentating?
I was DJing. I was pretty much getting my foot wet, but the actual Captain's World show didn't start until the following summer. That's when I started adding characters like this.
So how many characters in total do you have, like in number?
I played my main character is the Captain, which is my character. Then we have Manatee, who's a professional wrestler, trying to make big dreams of being a professional wrestler in the big leagues, particularly WWE.
And then we have the Italian quartermaster, Chito.
And then we have the always vicious, Christmas-hating Gunner Steven. And then we have Brocken, who is a German carpenter of the ship. And when things don't go right, Captain usually blames me and calls me broken.
And then we have the boatswain, Harold Flores. And what good is a pirate ship without it?
And then we have the philosopher of the group, which I make occasional appearances on my show, named D. Swatchy Swashbuckler from Skull Rock Island.
Okay, so all these characters, you made them up.
Like I said, the amazing thing is not only do I perform my show on WUAG 103.1 FM here, but a fellow DJ at WUAG, he's a community DJ, he showed me to this other college radio show called, which is WQFS 90.9 FM, which is in Guilford College.
Okay.
And he was so amazed by me, he wanted me to show me and potentially get an even bigger audience.
Right.
And at first he thought it was a middle-aged gentleman that I met that was amazed by me. He thought it was another middle-aged gentleman.
Because you were so into the character. Okay, let's go into something else, like university now. What do you think from the time that you were in college and you graduated till now? What's changed, like the policies or their mind frame, frame of thinking or whatever?
I don't think much has changed besides the buildings that are over there. Because when I was going to school, they were like constantly changing the buildings. There's always construction zones everywhere you look, and I think there's more construction zones. I mean, one of the things that UNCG is known for is the quad, as I was passing by, I saw that the quad was changing as well as the calf.
Yeah.
Because it was amazing how they're upgrading it so fast or whatnot. And I keep thinking to myself, why didn't I have these when I was in college?
So let's talk about a little politics, not even necessarily politics, Greensboro itself. What do you see like 10 years down the line? For Greensboro, where is it going to be? Like, is it going to be like a major hub city, or just going to be stuck as a college city,
I think it's going to expand just a little bit, but still keeping their tradition. It's as far as the South is concerned, we have that Southern hospitality. It's that Southern hospitality that makes it stick out, and I think it's going to grow. Hopefully, maybe, of course, not as big as Raleigh or Charlotte, but maybe just not being another face in the crowd.
What do you think, like, for and now Black Americans, what would you like to think where they can mostly improve in, and to do something, to improve in academically wise, and to move forward that can contribute to the growth of Greensboro?
So with February 1st coming up, they need to know their roots, and it all started off with that sit-in on February 1st, 1960, and look how far it's come. We still got a long way to go to achieve Mark MLK's dream, and let's just sure hope that the black community stays on the right path and on top of success, because there's still few blacks that make it straight to the top, no matter what their profession. Still get to make it to the top, no matter what their profession is.
What do you think the major weak point is, the downfall?
With me being at the Waffle House on Randleman Road and whatnot, and meeting you where I met you, staying out of trouble, and because there were a lot of druggies and prostitutes and whatever, that it just bothered me too much. And not to go personal, but it's sending my ethnic group a bad image every time I see that. And it's depressing.
Yeah, I agree with that. And what do you feel that could change the next generation of the youth? Black Americans, so that they can move on and rise above these things?
They need to realize that there's a slogan from the ad council, "Mine is a terrible thing in the waste," and so they need to do everyone and their peers need to do everything possible to keep them on the right track, keep them out of streets, staying in school more often, et cetera, something like that. That's so the big slogan thing that I've read on the ad council. Billboard is "Mine is a terrible thing in the waste." They need to pay very close attention to that, big time.
Okay, now you, like you said that you're trying to look for knocking down doors, and you want to go beyond that. And I mean, like, could you be a little bit more specific, like a little bit more specific with that? I mean, like, is it in the field of acting or
anything with media, predominantly behind the camera? It's a plus for me to do acting and stuff, particularly voice acting.
Right.
But since graduation, I've run into some locked doors and dead ends trying to get my foot going some way, somehow, but to no avail. So I need more experience, so all putting that forward, et cetera. I mean, it's been an uphill battle.
Is it like you're looking for more? You were talking more about the local media.
Anything, anywhere. It can be local, it can be national, it can be international, it can be anything.
Okay, all right. So travel-wise, do you see yourself just being a Carolinian for the rest of your life? You feel like this is where I am, this is my roots, this is where I'm going to stay?
Particularly down south, it will be my home now forevermore. But I would love to travel. That's one of the things that that's one of the things that is very interesting to do before you die and whatnot. And it's kind of sad because you see like Amish folk and whatnot being so narrow-minded, they stay in one place all the time, and sometimes Amish people can think to themselves, one day I want to see the world before I die, not just being stuck in the Amish farm for now until I die. And so I'm kind of particularly in that position.
All right, man, so thanks for the interview.
No problem, man. Hitting with it.
And guys, this is Anthony again, man, and give you a little perspective of his mind play of what Greensboro's about, what his viewpoint is, what his dreams and all that is about. And man, this is what the hometown's about hometown things. So hey, catch you with it. Peace.
Talking to Anthony and others helped me to understand that being back home is just more than historical buildings, homes, and logistical areas, but it's about people. It's people that make all of this happen. It's the town folk that keep the history alive. And so now, looking in from the inside out once more, I've learned that Greensboro has a lot more to offer in ways of academics, history, and just down-home Southern hospitality.
This is the last actual official shooting of the documentary here, and I'm out here at the Greensboro school, private school, out here, and this is their track and field area. It's open to the public, and behind me is their football field, and over there on that end is their lacrosse field, and really nice school. They open this up for the public, and I just want to give you quick perspectives of, since it being my last day, and my thoughts. Greensboro's really changed. I mean, some parts have changed, some parts have stayed the same. And changing means it's on the outward appearance, it's like there's a lot of buildings, there's a lot of houses, there's a lot of new restaurants, and actually a lot of new people. And it's actually become more international. I know at first there was a problem with them accepting people of differences, ethnicity. There was the difference between the Hispanics, Latinos. Now there are many Asians besides there were Cambodians and Vietnamese and Montagnard people who were always here prior to the Vietnam era and Cambodia War era. They're now, at least about their third generation process all the way down the line. Now we have people from Japan, other parts of Asia, Middle East, and Europe here. I see them and I hear their languages and everything, and I think it's kind of cool. It's good to know. And now there's more multiple marriages, mixed marriages of all type of ethnicities. Sorry, the cold causes you to slur a little bit. But it brings in a different viewpoint and a different widened perspective, a gap, or brings that gap of the cultural gap and stuff together much more tightly now. And I'm loving it because I think that people I know who would love to come here and things like that. So I'm really looking forward for that future. Now, on the other hand, it's the same things as you still have the same similar problems, struggles with with the law and with poverty and things like that. I guess that's gonna just remain. It's always going to be with us and linger with us until people start getting together and start learning to help one another and take care of things like that. For me, I think that I'm just looking out for the best and the hope of this state itself. And Carolina has so much to offer me, and I'm really considering, who knows, everything goes full circle to come back, and things are going to happen. So I just wanted to share everything that I had, here, and I see that there's a lot of struggle still going on. There's still some racial issues between people. I think it's more fear than anything else, and also unfortunately ignorance follows everywhere. So you have, like you said, there's good and there's bad in all nations. So we want to helm on the good and then learn from that which is the bad. Hey, the sun's going down, we're losing our light and everything, and I'm glad that you watched and enjoyed my video of my hometown, and I hope you come down here. As we Tar Heelians come, we say go Panthers. We got the Panthers down here. We have UNCG, the colleges. We got A&T. We got Guilford College. We got Greensboro College. We got GTTC, Guilford Technical College. We have Bennett College. We have a few more colleges that I didn't even know about. But, you know, they said this is a southern place, and you get the southern hospitality. People are more closer in, and will talk to you. And I gotta go. I got a flight to catch, man. Get on there, and hey, peace.